everyone. It's Enjoy English School.
Yo.
Today is October 11th. We're on pages 22 and 23. It's day 2 of our Fantastic Falcons, caw-caw, and how to fly them for fun.
没错，我们今天要继续介绍我们昨天介绍的这个育婴之术。好，在卡达那边有非常多人非常热爱训练他们的这个猎鹰哦。我们今天要介绍更多跟猎鹰有关的内容。
That's right. Let's jump right into our article. Let's listen, and then when we come back, we got so much stuff to talk about today. I really like this story, and I'm excited to hear more.
Fantastic Falcons and how to fly them for fun. When an animal is your passion and your sport, you'll do anything for them. So, given Cotter's love for falcons and falconry, it shouldn't be a surprise to find out they do their best to keep these birds healthy. Souk Hospital is one of the best hospitals in the world. However, don't go there if you're feeling sick, because they only treat falcons. Most of the staff members at Souk aren't Qatari. They're mostly doctors from India with experience in large hospitals. Yet one doctor, Prasoon Ibrahim, says the technology available here is the best anywhere he's ever worked. The hospital has many floors and usually sees around 150 patients each day. Most of those falcons aren't sick, but instead new pets their owners just bought. These wealthy owners bring their new falcons in for a tune-up. In addition to medical services, the hospital does talon and even feather replacements. Falcons can even get their wings massaged after a tiring race. Some owners choose to have a GPS tracker placed on their falcon. This allows them to follow their falcon's movements during a race. But whatever the falcon's issue is, if it can be fixed, Souk Hospital can do it.
So yesterday we learned that falconry is old, and in our story it told us that a 7th century Persian leader used falcons, and we also learned that falconry is around 5,000 years old, so it feels really old. But even in modern times, people could still use falconry.
OK， 你看昨天的话听到说，哇，我们昨天讲到了7世纪有一个波斯的国王啊，他就是抓了一个猎鹰啊，然后甚至用鸟来去捕猎的这个历史呢，事实上是在早5000年以前就出现过，听起来好像很古老，但事实上猎鹰，我们使用猎鹰来去做一些目的啊等等，事实上在现代也是有的哦。
Something people have known for a long time is pigeons, was it 鸽子, right?
鸽子, right?
Pigeons always know how to fly home. 不管你带它们去哪里, they can find their way home. And so, when there were really bad fights in World War II, maybe the radio wasn't useful. So you could write a message, put it on a pigeon, and it would fly home where a person could read it.
哇，所以你看，如果说今天呢，像鸽子，各位你可以晓得说，鸽子它本身就是有飞回家能力，不管多远，它们就是有办法找到家。所以当初在打仗，尤其是在2次世界大战的时候，如果说今天他们的无线电无法启用，那要怎么样去传输资讯呢？那就是靠鸽子的这项能力，写一些东西放在鸽子上，就像我们中文讲的飞鸽传书那种概念，在2战的时候居然也有用到哎。
That's right, and one person in England, 他们注意到, they noticed lots of pigeons were flying to France and to Germany. And that was strange. And 他们原来, they said, there must be spies in our country writing and sending letters home. Well, we need to fix that. So they tried to use guns, but pigeons are really small in the sky. So they said, let's use falcons, because a falcon can fly really high. It can fly really fast. And a falcon just naturally wants to look in the sky for these pigeons and catches them. And both the UK, England, and Germany both used falcons and pigeons to talk to each other in World War II.
所以在当时在2次世界大战的时候，像是英国啦，或是德国，他们本身都有使用 pigeons， 用飞鸽传书的方式。但是如何去拦阻就是敌国的这个资讯呢？他们就去训练他们猎鹰，只要看到说，这个猎鹰如果看到是敌国的这个pigeon 的话，就把它直接抓来。可是我在想，他猎鹰有办法去分辨说，this is our pigeon, don't kill it. This is the pigeon from the enemy.
Well, when you open the message, they have codes. It's not like they wrote like, "Hey, my name is Chris," right? They didn't use German. They didn't use English. They used code. Germany had this famously difficult code, and you just had to look at it and say, "Oh, this is not ours," and this was not our bird, right? But also, I think it's like where they would let the birds go, right?
Okay.
Because if the bird is flying towards France, then you put your falcons on the south part of England, so they can't fly.
原来就截断这个传输的路线。原来是这样。
It's like where do you put your guns in a battle? It's the same idea. Yeah, your falcon was your gun, and the falcons were just much better than the people.
所以敌人会传输这个资讯的路线，你就在那边放 Falcon， 它基本上它传输的时候，它就会被这个 Falcon 抓到，然后他们的那个通讯就断掉了。
That's right. Okay, let's get to our story here. When an animal is your passion and your sport, you'll do anything for them.
好，第一句话就说了 ，When an animal is your passion and your sport， 好，如果说今天你是非常非常热爱这个动物，然后它是你的爱好，也是运动的时候 ，you do anything for them， 你会为他们做任何事的。
Now, passion, S-S-H, 写下来, actually in Latin means pain. Now, this feels strange. 我以为 passion 就是 very strong love. 没错, sometimes you love something so much it hurts. So, passion actually is a Latin word for pain, 很痛。
所以 passion 这个字，你不要看说是热情、热爱，但事实上它的原意是痛，爱到一个痛的程度，那可是真的是超爱的吧。
That's right. So, and 当然 if you 爱到就很痛 you will do anything for them, right?
没错。
So, given Cutter's love for falcons and falconry, it shouldn't be a surprise to find out they do their best to keep these birds healthy.
好，所以这边看到说 so given 什么什么东西，这个 given 的话就是在知道后面这件事情之后，在这样的情况之下 given Qatar or Qatar's love for falcons and falconry， 好，知道他们那么喜爱这个猎鹰，然后又这么的喜欢猎鹰之术，对不对？育鹰之术。It shouldn't be a surprise. 对你来讲，如果你发觉到说 they do their best to keep these birds healthy, it shouldn't be a surprise. 应该不会很意外吧？
That's right. Please underline do your best. Now, in our story, do their best, but we'll often say just do your best. It's a very common phrase your teachers will tell you. We know not everybody can always get 100. That's okay. Maybe today you won't be a 100, but in the future, if you're really diligent, you can do it too. So do your best.
尽你所能吧，就是这个意思。
All right, let's continue. Souk Waqif Hospital is one of the best hospitals in the world.
好，他就告诉你 Souk Waqif Hospital 这样子一个医院呢 is one of the best hospitals in the world. 这家医院呢是全世界里面数一数二很厉害的医院。
Now, however, don't go there if you're feeling sick because they only treat falcons.
所以今天如果你生病了，你可别到那家医院去啊，因为他们接待的这些病人呢，只有猎鹰而已哦。
Now, I watched a video about this hospital, and this guy told me, hey, Souk Waqif Hospital. Waqif means standing. It means standing. I was like, okay, what does Souk mean? And he didn't say. So I really want to know. It means something standing. And it's standing because like it's like in the desert, but sometimes there'll be like rains and floods or something. Like was it 洪水?
洪水.
There'll be floods. And then like there's water everywhere. And because this is where the market was, people would just stand in the water because that's where everyone was going to do their business.
原来如此，它是这样子取名的。
All right, so let's continue here. Most of the staff members at Souk Waqif aren't Qatari. They're mostly doctors from India with experience in large hospitals.
好，现在告诉你说，在这个地方这些工作的医生们，其实并不是卡达他们当地人哦。还是说 most of the staff members 就是在这边工作的人，各式不见得只有医生哦，其他这些工作人员也未必是卡达的当地人。They're mostly doctors from India with experience in large hospitals。好，所以在这里的话，他们多半是来自于这个印度的医生，他们经验非常非常丰富，也在大医院工作过，然后就跑到这边来继续的为这些猎鹰服务。
Now, 我们继续之前, actually, before we continue, let's look back at the word treat. I also wanted to say something here. So, if we make treat a noun, it will become a treatment, M-E-N-T 在后面，小心 because treat 也可以当一个 noun, but that feels like a snack, like a cookie or something. That's a treat. So 小心，如果我们在讲到 maybe 药的话 that's a treatment, 不是 a treat.
没有错，所以这边的话，老师提到这个第一段最后这个地方 treat Falcons 这个 treat 这个地方指的是治疗，它是动词。如果说变名词的治疗的话，我们会用 treatment 后面加 ment。但如果说今天 treat 本身当名词使用的时候，多半都会是类似像是一个好玩的事情，甜点都可以叫 treat。所以在这里的话要特别小心，这个词跟它情境之间会决定它的意思。
Okay, so let's look back at paragraph 2. This is the 1-2-3rd sentence here. Yet, one doctor, Prasun Ibrahim, says the technology available here is the best anywhere he's ever worked.
好，他就告诉你说 ，Yet one doctor, Prasun Ibrahim， 好，这是老师刚刚念的，好，这个 doctor 呢，他就说了 ，says the technology available here， 这边能够运用的科技啊 ，is the best anywhere he's ever worked， 比他之前工作过的所有地方都要好，都要厉害，这边是最棒的。
Oh, highlight this really quickly. He's ever worked. 这个是现在完成时 He has ever worked. 小心这个是 again ever like do you ever play baseball 的 ever 不一样的用法。这个是他做过的事情。If you say do you ever play, that just means sometimes. So pay attention to this grammar. 而且你回答 Hey, do you ever have you ever worked in a hospital? 你不可以说 yes, I sometimes have worked in a hospital. That's the wrong grammar. You got to be very careful with the 现在完成时 ever. Pay attention when you use that. 就加强你做过的事情。
没错，所以这里的话 his 其实 he has， 然后搭配着 ever done something 这样的一个用法，现在完成式的使用哦。
And let's get ready to take a break. Hey everyone, welcome back to Enjoy English School. We're on pages 22 and 23. It's October 11th and we're talking about our fantastic falcons and how to fly them for fun. Let's start our paragraph. The hospital, this is Suk Waqif, has many floors and usually sees around 150 patients each day.
好，他继续要介绍这个猎鹰医院哦，他就说 The hospital has many floors， 还有好几层楼 ，and usually sees around 150 patients。这个地方 patient 虽然指的是病人，但这个病人你也知道，他们是猎鹰，不是真的人哦。他每天要接待150只猎鹰左右。
Now let's highlight the word sees here. And 注意到我们没有说 treats because maybe the bird they just want to every year you should take your pets in. In English we like to say pets need vets, as in veterinarian, and maybe they just want to check the animal, make sure everything's okay, just like people every year go to the doctor and make sure their body's okay, 不要等到有什么问题. And so they're not treating 150 birds a day, they're just kind of seeing them, but 应该是蛮多, maybe they're hurt or sick.
没错，所以在这里的话，只要确认说这个猎鹰的状态怎么样啊，然后确认他们到底是皮肤有没有光泽，不是等到说真的有状况了才赶快来医生啊，救救我这只老鹰吧哈，不见得是这样，就像我们做那种 physical checkup 一样，那种例行的定期检查。
And sure enough, let's look at our next sentence. Most of those falcons aren't sick, but instead new pets their owners just bought.
好，所以他告诉你说 ，most of those falcons aren't sick。好，不见得他们所有送进来这个猎鹰呢都是生病的嘛，哈。他就告诉你说 ，but instead new pets their owners just bought。搞不好呢是这些他们主人刚买的猎鹰，他们就拿进来确认一下这个猎鹰的身体状况。
These wealthy owners bring their new falcons in for a tune-up. So like the bird goes like, it comes out like,
所以他就变成是说。 这些很有钱的卡达人呢，他把他们新买的这个猎鹰拿进来，来做一下这个 tune up， 来调整一下，或是帮他打理一下。
Yeah, we know we need to tune up our cars once in a while. It helps them run better, especially like if you like a really powerful car. It's good to tune it up. Tune up also, of course, comes from musical instruments. We know we need to tune our guitars or our pianos, and that makes the sound more accurate. It's just what we talk about with cars too.
没错，就是音乐的这个乐器要调音嘛，所以说今天你要做一点微调，让这个状态更好的时候，你可以用 tune up 这个方式来表示。
Usually your note, your like guitar, it's flat. It's boing, tune it up. In addition to medical services, the hospital does talon and even feather replacements.
哇，这个很酷诶，对。In addition to medical services， 除了医疗的服务之外呢 ，the hospital does talon。好，这个地方不要特别小心 ，talon 是 T-A-L-O-N，talon 没有后面的什么任何东西哦，它是指这个老鹰的这个爪子，没有错。好 ，and even feather replacement， 还会帮他们去替换羽毛。
That's right. This is not because the birds like 光头，不是 like 秃头这样子。I mean, you probably know if you have birds, if the bird is bored, like 鹦鹉, like they'll pick their feathers out. If they have a lot of pressure, they'll pull them out. Or just sometimes a feather is broken and they can't fly as fast. Remember, these are racing birds, and so their feathers need to be perfect.
没错，所以在这里的话，他们就要比赛的，所以他们的羽毛的状态必须要非常非常好。如果说今天有破损，他们没有办法好好的飞行的话，当然比赛就会输。
Falcons can even get their wings massaged after a tiring race. It's pretty cool, right?
哇，所以要告诉你说 ，Falcons can even get their wings massaged。好，甚至呢，在比赛完哦 ，after a tiring race， 在疲惫的一场比赛之后，居然还有专人来帮他的这个翅膀来按摩，哇，真的太享受了。
Okay, Anthony, when you get your hair cut and 他们要开始按摩头发 they give you a head massage. Do you tell them, no, it's okay, just hurry and cut my hair? Or do you say, you can give me the massage?
I'll get the massage.
That's funny. 我应该问过你这个 right?
Yeah,
I feel like, yeah, I don't like to wait for the massage. I'm like, 没关系，就剪头发。I'm not so patient with that. Plus I feel 他们很辛苦. So I'm like, 没关系，我没那么。
你人真好，我比较坏。
没有，I just feel like because you and I both like to, like we both are like really, we like to work and 我们很 like 管我们的时间.
Right.
I feel like you'd be more like me, but that's okay. Everyone is a little different. Everyone's a little different. Okay. Some owners choose to have a GPS tracker placed on their Falcon, usually like in the middle of their back.
在他们背上中间这个地方，他们会放一个什么东西呢 ？Some owners choose to have a GPS tracker， 他们会放一个 GPS 这样的追踪器呢，在他们的这个猎鹰身上。
This allows them to follow their Falcon's movement during a race.
为什么这样放呢？他就告诉你说 ，This allows them to follow their falcon's movements during a race。好，在这个比赛过程中，他就可以确认说，他这个猎鹰是怎么飞的，下次可以怎么训练它，他可以很轻松的去追踪他们的飞行过程。
But whatever the falcon's issue is, if it can be fixed, Suk-Waqif Hospital can do it.
好，他这个告诉你说。不管呢 ，but whatever the falcon's issue is， 不管这个 falcon 这个猎鹰有什么样的各式各样的问题 ，if it can be fixed， 只要能够解决 ，Suk-Waqif Hospital can do it。这个猎鹰医院绝对可以帮你弄到好。
I feel like the GPS would be popular, right? I feel like it'd be very popular.
Yeah.
Now, earlier, I forget, we talked about how falconry changed English.
没错，我们昨天有提到说这个，对，昨天有提到 falconry 这个育婴之术，它怎么样去进入到了英文的语汇里面。
Now, there are some very common words that we use from falconry. Booze is one of them.
Booze， 它其中一个呢就是 booze 这个字，它跟育婴之术也有关系。
Now, when we talk about beer or wine or maybe vodka, all these alcohol 就是酒，你可以喝的酒，很口语 we can call them booze. And if you drink a lot of booze, what can't you do? You usually can't work, you can't fly, you can't walk, excuse me. You can't drive. There's lots of things you can't do. So, 这个跟 falconry 有什么关系? Well, actually, if these birds drink too much water because they're very thirsty, they're in the desert, they can't fly for a short time after. So those birds booze up. 他们原本 when the birds drink a lot of water, is they're boozed. They booze up. And then they can't do any work. Just like a person that drinks too much beer.
所以在这里的话，我们英文里面讲到 booze 多半是指酒类，对不对啊？那你喝了太多酒之后，你就没办法工作了，对不对？你就无法这样晃来晃去的。那如果说今天是讲到 Falcon 的话 ，Falcon 如果说喝了太多的水，它短的时间之内它是没有办法飞行的，那个也叫做 booze。就像人喝了酒没办法工作，这个 Falcon 它喝了水之后也没办法马上就可以飞行。
That's right. Now another important one is fed up. I'm fed up. Your mother, if she starts to get really angry, 她警告你, hey, don't do that. Hey, don't do that. You know what? I'm fed up. Now you know you're in trouble because mom is very angry. So why does fed, like feed, fed, why does fed mean angry?
所以在这里，当你今天提到说 I'm fed up with something， 就是说我受够了。为什么这个 fed 就是被喂这个东西会跟受够了有关？
Well, if you, like a falcon is not always hunting, right? Sometimes you have to feed it. And if you feed the bird too much, and then it eats so much that it's full, it's like, and you're like, okay, let's go hunt or race. The bird's like, nah, I'm okay. You fed me already. 我没有什么原因可以去打猎, right? I don't want to go hunt. I'm fed already. 我吃满了, right? So when your mother 她吃完了 your garbage or your bad things you're doing, she can be angry at you.
所以在这里的话，如果说今天去养老鹰，你把它喂得太饱了，最后他说来，我们来打猎吧。他说我没有什么动能啊，因为我吃太饱了。
我住嘴 I don't want to.
I don't want to.
I'm angry.
我就不去，他可能就罢工了，就生气了，对不对？那如果说今天是你老妈看你做这些狗屁叨叨的事情，她觉得我真的是吃够了，我决定就发火了，所以也可以说 be fed up， 然后甚至后接 with something.
Not fed up, fed up. Just like Anthony said. Perfect. And with that, it's time for vocab review. All right, friends, it's time for vocab review. And our first word today is a preposition. 解析词 given.
Given 好，这个 given 比较特别，就是后面会接一个名词或者接一个子句，就是在这样的情况之下，你后面会去讲另外一个主要的状况。
That's right. Given 这边的意思是因为我们知道这个东西是真的，那怎么样？ Number 2, to do one's best to do something.
就是尽其所能的去做某事。
Try your best. Number 3, healthy.
Healthy 就是健康的。
Number 4, to treat.
To treat 在这个文章的意思里面是指去治疗这些 falcons.
Now you can treat a friend to dinner. That means you pay for their food. But remember, if 你治疗 becomes a noun, it's a treatment. J-A-M-E-N-T.
没错。
Number 5 is in addition to.
In addition to 就是除了什么什么之外。
That's right. It means also. Number 6 is medical.
Medical 就是医疗的，我们在文章里面看到 medical services 就是医疗服务。
That's right. This sounds just like medicine. That's your uncountable noun. Medical is your adjective. Number 7 is tiring.
Tiring 好累，令人觉得疲惫的。它里面提到tiring race， 然后这个老鹰就会接受他们的按摩，对不对？
And number 8 is to fix.
To fix 就是修理或是解决某个问题。
And with that, we are done with our article. And let me tell you, there's so much more we could talk about. I felt this was a really interesting article. I hope you guys learned a lot too, and I hope you liked it as well. For Enjoy English School, I am Chris Gorski.
I'm Anthony.
And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.